So where is Xcode? No, Keynote.
Hi.
Play. Yeah, I think.
It's a little bit stretched. It's fine.
Okay, I think we can get started.
Hi guys, we can get started.
Right now.
Welcome to the Phoenix Mobile Meetup. Your lots of old faces and some new faces. That's good. We meet on the third Thursday of the month, and we had our awesome Phoenix Mobile Festival last month. I don't know how many of you guys I saw. Lots of faces there. Yeah, it was great. Yeah. And so today we're going to have Salvador talk about WatchOS 2 and how to develop for it. He has some hands-on video, and I'll kick it off to Salvador.
All right.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Yeah. So my name is Salvador Guerrero. Thanks for the presentation. I'm a software engineer at Trimble Outdoors. Kieran is my manager. I've been working with iOS a little bit over 3 years now. I started my career developing games in J2ME. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's a Java micro edition, and then grew Android and now iOS. And if you ask me which one I like more from all those platforms, I'll go with iOS just because of the tools, the code. I like it. Everybody tells that it's ugly, but it's kind of cool for me. Okay, so first let's check my heartbeats right now. See how calm or stressed I am. I hope it ever finishes.
Is it on WatchOS 2 yet? That's why it's slow.
Maybe, yeah, it's 101 beats per minute. So the average is probably below 70 or something. So I'm a little bit nervous right now, as you can tell. No, I'm not running WatchOS 2 yet, just because I need to submit a few applications to the App Store, and I'm keeping the application safe for now. Okay, so let's start. With more than 10,000 watch apps now in the store, there's probably like 20,000 by now when I created this presentation. But that number I grabbed from the keynote from Apple. I've seen a lot of new applications coming out, especially games that now they use the crown wheel, which I purchased, but I cannot use yet because I haven't upgraded. And with 97% customer satisfaction, developers are rapidly creating and extending functionality of the iPhone applications to their Apple Watch, and that I've seen a lot. So first I talked about the framework that makes it all happen. That's called the WatchKit framework. First of all, let's talk about how the user interacts with your application and how it's launched. So to access the Watch app, the user access and runs the application from the home screen, as you see at the bottom right there. I don't know if it has laser. So this is the home screen. The user first searches for your application there, taps it, and then it launches the full application. You must always provide a full app experience in your Watch app, even though it's a Apple Watch app. Whatever you show in there, make it fully functional. The next one, it's a glances. It's a read-only interface that you use to display the most timely and relevant information from your application. To access a glance, you swipe from bottom to up, and then you can swipe between different applications. And these are like really quick to load. So once you tap one of those, it'll launch your application. And then the other way is the notification, as you see at the very right there. You customize the notification, how it looks, the icon. You can put graphics. You can even put dynamic images. One time I saw a few weeks back, I saw a Twitter notification, and then it had text, and then the image, which several people liked, and then it was pretty cool to see the image right there instead of launching the application, which is really nice. So let's talk about the architecture. In WatchOS 2, the architecture changed in such that the WatchKit extension, instead of running on your iPhone, it's running in your watch. So what does this mean for WatchOS 2 and for people that has Apple Watch? Well, it means that now you can run applications without needing to have your phone with you. So you can go for a run and leave your phone in your house, and the application will detect like steps and stuff like that. And it also means, I'll talk a little bit on a few slides more, how the database interact with each other now. So let's see. Where is it? You use the interface controller in it. Where is it? And await with context methods to load any required data. I don't think it's. No, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and to set the values. No, wait a minute. Let me start again. Let me back up. So the user interface controller in it and await within it context methods. You use those methods only to use any required data. Set the values for any interface objects and prepare your interface to be displayed. Do not use the will activate to initialize your interface controller because that is used to only make last-minute changes before you show the interface. Interactions with the Apple Watch are meant to be brief, so interface controllers should be lightweight and never perform long-running tasks. When the user exits the app explicitly or stops interacting with your Apple Watch, the WatchOS deactivates the current interface controller and eventually suspends the application. So now it's how can I share data between the two applications from my Apple Watch and the iPhone app? So in WatchOS 2, each process must manage its own copy of any shared data in the local container directory. Sharing of the same database file is not going to be possible in WatchOS 2 as it was in WatchOS 1. I remember giving a presentation about how to share the same database file of Realm between the Watch app and the iPhone, but that's not going to be possible anymore. Now you have to be separate databases. If you want to share data like in real time, you have to use the Watch connectivity framework that is only available in WatchOS 2, and you can send data, but not. You can send also files, but it's easier to exchange data like strings, maybe dictionaries, than files to make it faster. So here's a list of the interface objects available in the WatchKit framework. The nice thing about this list is the right side here. Those are new and available only in WatchOS 2. We now have a picker. You can scroll and select an option from several options that you show to the user using the scroll wheel on the right of your watch. You can now embed movies in your application. You can show alerts. You can show action sheets. You can use the system media player, and then you can record audio, which is really, really nice. So if you want to have a dynamic application, how do you update an interface in your watch app? So At runtime, an interface controller can make the following modifications to objects in the corresponding storyboard scene. So you can set or update data values, change the visual appearances of objects that only support such modifications, change the size, change transparency to an object, show or hide objects. You cannot add new objects to the interface or change the order of objects that are already there. Although you cannot remove objects, you can hide them, which removes them from the layer temporarily. When an item is hidden, other objects fill the space previously occupied by this item. To hide an object without filling the space, then set the alpha value to 0. An interesting point that I forgot to mention is that how you interact with your interface objects, all of these are just they're called interface objects because they're grabbers to the views that are in your Watch app. You don't interact with your views directly. You use grabbers, and these are kind of like the grabbers. That's why we cannot override UI views to make custom painting and all that stuff. So we use these kind of like grabbers. I like to call it grabbers because only the extension has access to this, and the extension communicates through these using WatchKit to your Watch interface. Okay, so because all presentations do and show a hello world, I'm gonna show you guys a video right now, and it doesn't have audio, so I'm gonna be talking while I'm showing the video. See if I can. Nope. Okay. Oh no. This is better. Okay. It's hard to tell, right? Let me see if I can change the resolution. Rotation, color, scale. Okay. Confirm. Oh, it started already? Okay, so I'm going to go up there and show you guys, because you can barely see, right? So I'm going to File New. I'm going to get new target. Watch. I'm going to select Watch App, hit Next, and then I'm going to type in the name. I'm going to include, that's a checkbox to include the glance already in storyboard. I just selected so it's everything available from the start. You can add it later. I'm going to open the storyboard now. Everything is with storyboard, so you cannot do interface programming, which I don't like using storyboards that much. Okay, so I'm going to add a new interface controller. And then I'm going to create a, so in iPhone applications, to create a navigation controller, you use a navigation controller and different view controllers. Right here, to create a paginated interface, you just control drag one interface controller to another. And when you run it, it'll put very cool, like the dots at the bottom, showing to the user that you can, hey, there's another screen available for you to move. I had a label. As you saw when I drag it, it automatically put it at the top. The grids positions are like vertical and horizontal. Right now, I'm just using the default, which is vertical, and puts the views at the very top. On the right side, I added a button. And there I'm running the simulator. So as you saw, I switched between the two. And that was easy. So this is a little window for the watch app. And on the right, it didn't even open the application, iOS application, to run the watch app. Okay, so the environment I used was 6.4, not 7 yet. I need to hold on until we release a few applications. WatchOS 1, I use the iOS simulator 8.4, running iPhone 6. So let me talk about a little bit the map interface that Apple offers. So in the native Apple Maps, the app lets you zoom in with the crown wheel, do follow me, search for places. The only map type available is the Apple Streets and cannot be changed. When embedding a map object into your application, you're only allowed to insert annotations, and you still don't have access to the crown wheel to do the zooming or change the map type. So it's kind of very limiting. So because the core features of our application, it's mapping at Trimble Outdoors and offline maps. And we offer different map types. We have to come up with our own idea, our own map control in quotes, because it's just an image right there. So on the right, you see that that image is being generated from the iPhone application using a project called RouteMe. And then instead of drawing to a view, I draw it to a JPEG and then transfer that image with whatever map type I set. And whatever I draw, I have a bunch of waypoints and a track that you cannot do in the normal Maps app right here. So I generate all this in the iPhone application and then do JPEG and then half compression, so the transfer can be much faster. And then I post it right away here in the Watch application. So I can show whatever I want. It's an image, right? So and then I did half. It doesn't look as good as the left one because I'm using the 50% of quality to make it a little bit faster, the transfer. So since we cannot override views in WatchKit, we don't have access to swipe gestures, making a developer do workarounds like adding buttons in the map screen to move the map, showing map options when force touching the map, as shown on the right there. And since the map images are generated on the iPhone app, these actions need to be sent to the iPhone app so it can be performed, these actions on the map control, and then send updated images of the map interface to the WatchKit, to the Watch app. So let me show you another demo that I have. Hopefully this is going to be better. Everything is so stretched. But I'm going to show you a few interactions from the Apple Watch. First, I'm going to do like the trip extents to show the whole trip, as shown on the simulator right here. This is not an image. Over there is an image, but I'm interacting with it. And they follow me, so it zooms to my location because I want to mark a waypoint. As you can see, nothing has changed yet. None of the interactions are affecting to this guy yet. I click mark waypoint. It's going to appear right here, one waypoint, and then over there it gets the updated image. So you can feel that it's like a normal map, like in the normal regular iPhone application, but it's not. I'm just making workarounds to make it work, and so far it's been good. Hopefully, you saw that it was back and forth a little bit slow. That's because WatchOS 1. Hopefully, using WatchOS 2, I'm going to take advantage of all the features and offline functionality that offers, and I'm going to be able to mark waypoints and see it appear like instant in the Watch app, and then transfer it to the iOS iPhone application. So, what are developers doing with it? On September 9th, Apple did a special event where they unveiled a few upcoming Apple Watch apps for developers. AirStrip on the left side right here is a tool for medical professionals where it allows doctors to read patients' heart rate and other accurate health information, and they go right from their Apple Watch. This same company presented another application called Sense for Baby, where moms can monitor their unborn baby's heart, hear their heartbeats, and send statistics directly to the doctor from home. iTranslate on the left side. Next one here lets you speak words and get translations. Facebook Messenger will allow you to send text, audio, and location messages. GoPro on the right there, it acts as a viewfinder for your cameras. So all of this was possible only with WatchOS 2. And I think it's time for us to start working on this new platform, which I can't wait to start working on it. And that's it on my part. Any questions you guys might have? Anybody has an Apple Watch here? Cool. How you guys like it?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. What applications do you have?
Oh my God.
One that I like a lot is the Microsoft Outlook. It shows like a preview text. If you want to continue reading, it puts a show read more at the bottom, or show more. When you tap it, it grabs the whole message, including images, and you can read the whole email right in your watch, which is really nice. That is one of my favorites lately. I don't know. Any other applications that you guys recommend to try out?
I've just been liking the built-in stuff so far. I haven't really branched off from that, but text messaging, Siri, and everything's good. One thing I wondered, kind of related to the WatchOS 2 stuff and programming, was whether or not you found any good Objective-C examples for the WatchOS 2 stuff and watch connectivity. Everyone seems to be programming in Swift, for example, now. I don't like that.
Either, yeah. It's hard to find these days, right? Usually new projects that are developed in Swift, they create the bridge Objective-C, which they should work. Sample applications for the WatchOS 2, I would go with whatever Apple publishes.
I see.
Actually, yeah, documentation is very complete.
It's like Potluck, or whatever they call their example app, but it looked like it was still WatchOS 1, or it didn't look like it had the watch connectivity stuff, which I've been playing with, but it would be interesting to see kind of the patterns people are using to update something on the watch, push it to the phone, or something updates on the phone, push it to the watch, versus just, it would be interesting to see an implementation of that, because I've been trying to figure it out on my own. But
So you should read, I didn't know about that sample project, because I went from the guide that Apple published, and I went and read it all and follow it, and that's how I started, with the guide. So I recommend the guides that Apple published, like for any technology. First look up the guide that Apple publishes, and then go from there. Yeah.
Is there a WatchOS 2 guide? Because I've seen the WatchOS 1 guide, and then they have like a transition guide, but they seem very light on detail.
On detail?
Yeah.
I can look it up, and I can send it your way if you want.
Okay, that'd be excellent.
Okay.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Any questions? Yes.
Yeah, you were talking about
about the OS2.
Yeah.
That the watch kit extension in.
Yes.
So you can have a standalone application.
Mhm.
Now, what happens if you have something that's heavily CPU? That you have to use a lot of CPU for an algorithm, whereas you want to use it on the actual tablet or on the phone because you have a gigahertz, at least a gigahertz processor, whereas on watches you're not going to have that much computation power.
Right. Well, in that case, with the connectivity framework, that's the thing that I would use. If you need like a lot of power, go and run those applications and that algorithm in your full application. And then the nice thing about WatchOS 2, and especially with the connectivity framework, is that now you can tell from your iPhone application, send updates to your Watch app. So whenever that algorithm finishes, you can say, hey, Apple Watch app, I'm finished, and here's the update. With WatchOS 1, it's only from Watch app to the iPhone, which is like, why? So now with the connectivity framework, you can have bidirectional communication.
So OS 1 it was only one way.
Yes. Yeah. One way, and then wait for it to finish. It waits for it to finish, and then you have to like return whatever method. Yeah, and it can be killed if you take a lot of time. So, but now with WatchOS 2, you can it's much easier for developers to be working on that. Yeah. Cool. So that's it. It's a short presentation. I based this from another presentation I did at my what was it, like summit at Trimble. We had like a 20-minute slot, and that's why it was kind of short. And then right now I'm in a hackathon. I should be coding. Yeah, they overlap. So right now after this, I'm gonna go back and start hacking. Any other questions?
What's your take right now? Like I'm just playing around with like writing a new app, and I hate Swift so far. Better or worse, or just think about what you know?
Better or worse
Like
Objective
just
C.
than Objective-C, or?
No, I mean I programmed in Objective-C. All my stuff's in Objective-C up to this point, and I've decided to kind of take the plunge and I'm not liking it so far.
Okay, yeah, you can write apps for the watch, and then in Objective-C, it doesn't have to be in Swift.
But just generally, like, are you still guys using still a lot
Yeah,
of Objective-C?
we at Trimble are still on Objective-C.
Yeah.
I think you can't just have some classes. If you want to do new stuff, can you actually put just some Objective-C and some
Yeah.
Swift? You
Yeah,
can.
you can
Yes.
bridge it, yeah.
Yeah,
like
but you
that.
have the restriction that it can only be from iOS 7 and above. But we were supporting like before
6.
iOS
Oh, okay.
5 and 6, and then we couldn't do that. But now we remove all those, and we can start using that.
Because that's where I was saying, like, it didn't really start any development until 7, so.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Or either or. And I saw today the Lua, you can build full iOS application using Lua, like using some framework open source. That can't remember.
Because I think the networking is killing me so far.
Oh. Yeah. Somebody else have any other questions?
Yeah, with the new standalone watch apps and leave your phone at home and go for a run. How have you guys focused on the WatchOS 2 location stuff? I mean, does the location work? I mean, because I would imagine the watch has Wi-Fi but not GPS and not.
That is correct.
That's correct. Yeah.
And so, does it still do location just with Wi-Fi, or does it just not do location at all?
No, it has to be with your watch. But when I mentioned that example, it's only reading like steps.
I see. So it's like the odometer, the dot, not location. I see. So you
Yeah.
have to still have the phone to do the location.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's a general question for everybody. I'm beginning to do some Swift programming, so I was trying to find a cheap, low-cost laptop. So I didn't know like what years, because I was looking at maybe like a 2009 on, because 2009 was still getting Maverick on there, and I just wanted to get
if you get a 2009, get it with solid state. Otherwise, it's gonna run very slow. I used to have one 2009, and as soon as I put a solid state, it was a perfect, like brand new. So
My
make sure.
suggestion would be buy something from somebody and then upgrade the hard disk.
And put the max RAM in it.
If you can, because some of at one point, like I have I think a 2012 or 2011, and when I bought it, they're like, make sure to get what you want. You can't open it swung up. So at some point, they blew them shut.
Yeah.
They started soldering the RAM to the board.
But the hard disk you can still upgrade, even though they're SSD. Is you can get it from OWC or Amazon and plug it in.
2009, you can change both with no problem.
MacBook Pro or
MacBook Pro.
Or you can also go the route of Mac Mini.
yeah, but I wanted the laptop.
Yeah.
I would have gone that approach.
You can get an error in the 2012 error I was developing until you in 2015.
Okay, different development.
Yeah, I have 2015. They didn't do anything for the RAM. They just sped up the processor, but I'm developing. I'm developing on it.
Yeah. If you're doing small projects, yes. But if you have like thousands,
But it's all SSD, and it's fine. I got a terabyte SSD in mine. So
And definitely, if you're crunching data though,
yeah,
that can get really slow when it starts to really crunch. So if you're running anything, if you're doing small projects like you said, but if it's having to render any graphics or like doing gaming or anything like that,
Yeah.
it's definitely not the way to go. But in my personal opinion. It's too, the processor in that and the graphics card in that is too.
Do you guys like open source? Yeah. Do you guys use what's it? The Cocoa Pods? Yeah. Start using it.
Have you used it with Watch or app stuff? Because I've used it. I have an app that has a Watch kit app embedded in it. But the Cocoa Pods, I only have it hooked up to the, I guess, the main iPhone app. Are there ways to hook them in so you can get like a Cocoa Pod for Watch app development?
Yeah, just configure the pod file that you want it for the Watch target.
So there's like, it would be the same Cocoa Pod file, but then there'd be like a line that says, now I'm talking about the Watch, or is it different?
Just the target. You can specify which targets, and then inside it's like a block. The target, name of the target, and then there's like an end that closes that loop, and then you set what dependencies, what pods you want to install. So the same way follows for the watch target. So that's what I did with Cocoa Lumberjack or something like that, with debugging tool.
Okay.
So I had it in my watch and on the iPhone app.
With so Cocoa Lumberjack. Because yeah, when I was doing the Watch stuff, it was interesting because it seemed like the bugger was only attached to whatever target I ran to. So if I was doing Watch connectivity stuff, it would, if I ran the Watch app, it would show. Well, first of all, it wouldn't show the Watch like NS logs. It wouldn't show NS logs for the Watch. But then I could do it on the phone before I sent the dictionary over or after I received the dictionary through Watch connectivity. And so, am I just doing it wrong, or is there a better way to debug for the Watch app?
If you want to, so it all depends on what you want to run first, because it offers you to run the Watch app first, and then if you put NS logs, it'll appear like right away in the console. But if you run the application, the iPhone application first, you won't see like logs of your Watch app until you attach the process. There's a way in Xcode to attach debugging processes. And then I think it'll be like I don't know, at the very top. But just Google how to debug iOS, the iPhone application and the Watch at the same time. And the console will show you a drop down of each process, and you can switch between those two. And you can see the logs of both of them. But you have to launch one first. You have to pick whatever.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, thank you.
Yeah.
So anybody have any other questions or any other suggestions of what you guys would like to hear about or perhaps talk about? I know lots of people are hands-on development stuff. Any ideas for next month? We're still looking for speakers and all that stuff too. So if you guys are interested, definitely. Are you guys following any of the IoT stuff? Okay. I didn't bring the raffle card, so we'll do it the hard way. Maybe you can ask a quiz question, and then we'll see who gets it first. Hopefully, everybody's been paying attention.
Yeah. Let me think. Name one interface object that it's new in WatchOS 2. The move, yes, the move thing.
Okay, you got it.
Thank you.
So I don't know how many of you said yes to the enchiladas. I didn't pay attention to how we get the answers once people submit, but I want to just take account of how many people are going to be there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, perfect. We'll head over there quickly, and then me and Salvador have to run to hang